Want to know how to talk to your partner about their fantasies? So, first of all, think about the goal that you have in regards to even sharing these fantasies. Because just because you have these fantasies doesn't necessarily mean that you want to act on them. Here's a really great example. So, maybe you fantasize or daydream about having a threesome with your partner. But in actuality, you might really feel like if you saw your partner with someone else, that it would really, really break your heart or it would cause problems in the relationship. You might enjoy watching intense bondage or porn, but then the thought of your partner tying you up and doing these things to you might really freak you out. It might be a big no. Think about if you really just get off on talking about these things or watching it on television, watching different porn, things like that, or if you actually want to act out these things. So think about those things first before you approach your partner. Here's another thing. Make sure that you explain to them that there is no pressure and not something that you have to actually get involved in and or talk about deeply ASAP or ever. Be prepared for a positive or negative reaction or even a mix of both. Now, also in some cases, or really depending on what part of the world you're in or your culture, your background, some fantasies can be really dark or can be uncomfortable to mention, right? And what's dark to you might not be dark to your partner or someone else, or what's really uncomfortable for you again, may not be really uncomfortable for your partner. So this can make you feel really, really vulnerable or weirded out about even mentioning some of these things. Now remember, this can vary from person to person. So it could be that double penetration is strange to some people. Maybe face slapping can be really dark or strange to some people. And for somebody else, maybe it's not. Because here's the deal. Pop culture, a lot of it is very, very vanilla. So when you talk about doing something outside of that, then because that person hasn't been exposed to it, there's a taboo, that is attached to it and can make someone feel really uncomfortable. So I am a very strong advocate for playing games in the bedroom. And the reason why is because if you're playing a game, then it kind of removes the onus from the person. Like if you're playing a game where there's hot talk or there's action cards, if you both have agreed to play this game, then the things that you're asking them or the things that you're acting out is not necessarily coming from your mind, but it's actually coming from the game. And so the person doesn't have to feel judged or they don't have to be made to feel inadequate because you didn't ask these things, but it's just a game. So there's a game that I have, right? It's called Hot Date Night, and it comes with 4 different decks within the deck, okay? So you have hot talk cards, you have hot action, you have hotter action, and hot test, okay? So here is an example of a game that you can play and questions that you can ask to kind of find out where your partner is as it pertains to doing things that are a little more risque, that have to do with BDSM, things of that nature. So here we go. Let's talk body piercings, hot or not. Tell me about your hottest session ever. What's your favorite place to have sexy time? Have you ever tried role play? Do you want to? What do you think about having sexy time in a hotel room, curtains up or down? What do you think about kissable lubricant or tingling nip balm? Would you let me lick some off of you? Have you had sexy time doggy style? Lie next to each other and tell your partner exactly what you want them to do. No touching for 5 minutes. Whisper a sexy secret in your partner's ear. Have you ever had sexy time on the beach, the drink, or the real deal? Do you like fishnet stockings? So you see where I'm going with this? So non-offensive, the questions, right? But it kind of allows you to get into your partner's head without judging them and without feeling ashamed either about things that you may want to explore, whether emotionally, mentally, or actually physically.